Alright, later August garden update. Tomatoes are starting to get some color. There's gonna be plenty of them. Never had these dark ones before. I think they're starting to turn red. Yeah, at the bottom. That's cool. I had some of these yellow ones today already. They're delicious. Strawberries have been putting out consistently. Very sweet yummies. And then these are just pots of different seeds I planted way back when. This one wasn't even supposed to be a tomato. It had cosmos in it, and I think they weren't doing much, so I put a tomato in it, and it's gonna put off a nice amount too. Another tomato. And that one down there. Finally, first time in my life, my basils are doing great. Figured I should probably learn how to grow them since I spend so much money on basil. And I'm loving some of these cosmos. They're real pretty. And these guys, I don't know if those are black-eyed Susans or what. Mint has been consistent all summer. Potato I thought was putting something out. I'll have to check that again. Newer, growing actually really fast. Cilantro and a newer mint also doing really well. Anyway. And then the non-producing or strawberries I just don't have space to give frontage to over there. Just stay in the lab. And these are just some of the side item guys that aren't really a priority. Kind of want the yarrow to grow more. Monty's area at least is producing some blooms. Sunflower's been consistent. This has been a nice surprise, and this is definitely something I need to do again next summer, although it's tilting over, is plant a bunch of really tall guys in this back row over here. Those are so pretty. Rose has been pretty quiet, that last bloom. Palm tree's doing well. Marigolds are coming out in full force. I think this is the first time I've planted marigolds by seed, and man, is it going well. So rhubarb, I didn't realize, I guess first and maybe second year, you're not supposed to eat it. You're supposed to just let it roots solidify or something. So I guess I'm not eating that rhubarb, but got some pumpkins starting. These squash blossoms are fun. I learned how to hand pollinate the squash blossoms, and since doing that, got a really nice zucchini squash that we ate last night. There's a bigger pumpkin going over there. It'll be really fun. Anyway, it's fun watching these blossoms open up in the morning. And let's see, I haven't done any cleanup out here yet today, but yeah, these marigolds, holy moly. This was just a couple seeds. And I think I started them inside in about March. I can't remember. Anyway, definitely some cleanup on aisle 6 to do here. This is now this one says it's the bluebell dahlia. Oh wow, this is the first I've seen this one open up. Okay, this is the red dahlia. So, note to self, next year, bulbs that I plant, I was thinking the dahlia would be a short little guy like that. This guy is like, what, over 2 feet tall, and blocking out some of my favorite pretties behind it. So next time, bulb dahlias plant behind in the back end. I've had a few gladdies. This is, I think, the last one still blooming. Got a really good zucchini squash out of there. I've got some great carrots and plenty more to pick, and tons more kale. Wish I had some people that wanted kale that I could share it with. Peas need to be ripped out. Hopefully this weekend I'll do that and plant some fall winter veggies. Anyway, got some more zucchinis coming up right there, although this guy looks kind of sick, so I might yank him. But, and then this tomato was, again, not planned. I think when the squash that I initially planted up here wasn't doing well, I just threw a tomato seed in there and he really took off. Tomatoes like our house. Another example of that, although I don't think this guy's gonna bear fruit. So, I sure love this row. The marigolds have just been, gosh, those guys look rough, but I'll clean that up later. Marigolds have been very nice this August, and they're just getting bigger by the day. My little bird bath that Casey got me, my birthday. Alyssum or Elysium. I have had a, oh, here's some more gladdies. Oh, I didn't even know these guys are blooming. That one guy's almost done. Anyway, the Alyssum has been going crazy. Now it's settling down, but I actually had to yank it because it was starting to take over different territories. Lots of cosmos. That's the other thing, is just, for the most part, I did a good job putting the cosmos in the back row, but they seem so much bigger and bushier, but these are going to be a lot of blooms soon, and that'll be really pretty. More pretty marigolds. The petunias. I don't know why I always forget petunia. Anyway, petunias. These guys seem to do really well this year. Later summer in the, well, I guess most of summer in the bed. This guy has just been a rock star for some reason. The slugs aren't affecting it as much, although, you know, I'm definitely, yesterday pulled off some leaves that the slugs were getting, and I just retreated all of it with some of that Cory slug stuff. This guy has been murdered by the slugs, but is making a comeback, so that's exciting. And I can't remember what these are, but they just volunteer grew all over the place. I've yanked out most of them because they are big and kind of take over, and when they're in front of my intentionally planted stuff, it kind of bugs me. But a lot of them were in the squash factory up there. This needs to be cleaned up, but this guy's been really good all summer, and this was just seeds that I started inside in the spring, early spring. This poor Dahlia is just, I mean, it's not dead, but I've got to look up and see how to cut it back to encourage it to bloom some more. Look at these cosmos, are massive. I just wish they didn't block the palm tree. I actually cut quite a few off last weekend or last week or something. And this is another example of a tomato that I don't remember intentionally planting. I don't think I would have planted, but it is definitely going to be bearing some fruit soon. Here's another one of these yellow guys. I looked it up. I can't remember what it's called. And this red Dahlia is just doing beautifully and consistent. I've got to figure out what to put in here because a lot of the blooms are dying, and I want to have some blooms in there during the fall. So some of the stuff I've got to cut back. I think I looked this up, and it's Mugwort, and I'm finding it in a lot of stuff. So maybe I need to ink that. Although I could keep it for homeopathic type stuff. And I sadly found a bunch of little, what I think are baby slugs in this thing, and this was just looking awesome, and now it's looking a little rougher, but anyway. Yeah, these tall cosmos are batty. And this is another pot with just seeds that I started in spring. This one too with the marigolds, and I don't know if those are black-eyed Susans. And this, I'm so glad this guy came back. I can't remember his name, but I really love those. Anyway, definitely having to be on slug hunt every morning because with the amount that I water, they are hanging out. And then I pulled a bunch of the stuff from there and moved it over here so it can start getting more sun. But this guy has been blooming really pretty. It looks like he's ready to make another bloom. These, again, blanking out, can't remember. I was hoping this almost looked like these lilies were going to bloom again, but probably going to kick my own butt for talking so much on this video. Whatever, it's meant for me and maybe my mommy. These morning glories are doing awesome all over the garden. Those again were just seeds popped in at some point. Anyway, these are all my guys that need more sun that have been hiding behind the fence. So that's that. Oh yeah, and then those, man, what is my problem with that flower? This is a nice view right here though, a lot of color. A lot of green, but a lot of other colors too. And of course Casey's. This guy needs to be pruned a ton, both of these. These ones that started out from Lowe's are so much more difficult than the ones that I just planted myself. Obviously, from what I've read, they just overload the planters, and I should have taken it out and divided it and put it in a larger container. But anyway, that's that. August 23rd. Appreciate Casey having just cut the grass, because that sure makes a difference.